Hey, YouTube land, welcome in. What is going on out there? Come on in, have a seat, and let's chat. I am just hanging out here today. I have some announcements to make, so I'll wait till some folks show up so I don't have to repeat it, but I'll probably do a little short and post it so that everybody will know what's going on. I'm going to go grab myself a drink while y'all are here. Come on in and say hi. Maybe I can, you may have to shut the door if it's too loud. Let me know. I'm getting some air. I need some air. Welcome in, welcome in. Anyone that wants to come on up is more than welcome. I will drop the link. And y'all can come on up and chit chat. You don't have to be on camera. I don't like being on camera, so no biggie. Welcome in, welcome in. All right. Maybe you guys can hear the birds outside. I don't know. It's kind of nice out today. Very sunny. So yeah, I got the door open. Hey, Janice, how's it going, girlfriend? Welcome in. Just hanging out today. Y'all see anything on those shelves you like, let me know. Be happy to pull them on down. So yeah, we're just going to hang out today. Anyone wants to buy something, let me know. Today is the day to do it. Take as much time as you like. We can go over anything. You want to custom order something, let me know. We'll discuss it. You want to just talk about the weather? We can do that too. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, I'm going to go grab my drink. Sorry, I was having a little issue. I was trying to get my GoPro to work. I wanted to put it on my head and walk you guys around, but it doesn't like my laptop. I don't know. Yes, ma'am, I was there. I saw it. It came to my personal channel, Ellen Rose Peach, my other channel. And I was there, but my comments weren't posting, and she didn't quite understand what I was saying. But yes, I got it, and thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. I'm double subscribed to most sellers here on YouTube because, why not? And when I first started out here, I didn't have my own sales channel, so I was subbed to most of them as Ellen Rose Peach. So I didn't unsubscribe to them, So when YouTube picks, sometimes it's this channel and sometimes it's the other channel. But, it's funny when they don't make the connection. But I appreciate it, and I will be getting off to the post office on Saturday, I promise. They have weird hours, and I don't go out and about much, so usually we go on Mondays and Saturdays when Doug's home, which is why that's when I do my shipping. And, sometimes Doug can bring something down to Kingman, but usually it's right here local, and it's mailing more because, that's what we have out here in the boonies. And they don't do house delivery. I can have a mailbox down on the road, but they tend to get robbed a lot, so it's not the best place to get your mail delivered. Even with the locking ones, they just bust them. So we just pay for mailing more, and then I can have anything delivered, because even at the post office they won't take UPS, and then it gets complicated. So mailing more just makes it really easy for me. But yeah, hey, be right back. Y'all hang out. That's me. Hi, how you doing? I'm looking rough today, folks. I'm going to refill my coffee cup. Sorry. Hannah, go say hi to the people. Hannah's like, what are you doing? What are you talking to? Oh, boy. One second, be right back. Coffee good today. Awesome. Thanks for waiting. Appreciate y'all. Woo. Oh, well, I do know that they put her hubby in a care facility because, it was time, unfortunately. I haven't heard if there were any developments since then, but that was just the other. Oh, did she? Oh boy. Wow. That's not cool. Yeah. Poor Deb. Wow. Yeah, Deb is a seller, Patty. You probably have run across her in chats at the very least. Very sweet woman. She's been caring for her husband for a while, full time, and they just put him in a facility the other day. So that's so sad. Yeah, this is kind of why I was wanted to make a few little announcements for June. Our community is having a lot of problems, and yeah, I don't honestly know how old he was. I'm pretty sure it was dementia. You know, you know how that goes. But yeah, lots of folks, lots and lots of folks. I don't know if anyone watched Mia's video. She put it out, so I'm not, telling tales. She did not get good results back from her cancer diagnosis, and now she's battling 2 types of cancer. It's just there's a lot of folks. Kim from It's About to Get Real, her dad is, not doing very well. And again, these are just things that have been publicly said. There's other things that you all know about, that I know about, that haven't been publicly said. It's rough. It's really rough right now for a lot of folks. And very stressful. And people have been going really flat out. This community has been really fantastic the last few months with the really awesome sales, and the buyers have been great. You all been out there, gifting to each other and helping each other out. And we've had all kinds of weird tech issues going on for the past few months. And most people have been patient with it. And, things get complicated. Sometimes tempers rise. But, when it all comes back down to it, we're just all having a life right now, aren't we? It's been complicated. I know that, since my daughter, she came to be first week of May, and, so I spent a lot of April getting things ready for the visit and excited. And then sadly, the second week of May, I got really sick, just like out of the blue. Pam from a little new. She said it got her just this, it feels like food poisoning, like just wake up and you're like, wow, this ain't cool. And it wiped me out for a couple of days, and it, taken me about a good week and a half just to get back to feeling not exhausted. I mean, it really was like someone unplugged me. It was not cool. And, I'm behind on my invoicing, I'm behind on my shipping, and that stresses me out, which doesn't make, anything go easier. You know how that goes. Some of y'all know. Some of you all have been waiting, and I have, we'd like to send out apologies and many thanks to those of you that have not complained. I do appreciate it, and I'm here to fess up that life has been complicated and difficult. Nothing unmanageable, just complicated and difficult, and I'm tired. And I see a lot of people out in the community that are tired. Well, Laylo, actually, Doug and I were having that conversation the other day because I was filling him in on some of the things because, Doug, even though he isn't here 24/7 like a lot of us are, he knows you people. I mean, you guys are on in the background for him a lot because I have a lot of these sales and chats going, and I talk to him about you guys, and he has nicknames for some of you, and it's really funny, and I said, I was really sad the other day. I found out someone passed that I've known for a while and never met in person, but we've had phone conversations, and I knew about her niece and her nephew and their weddings and this and that and the other thing. And it's like, people say these aren't friends. Well, I have real life people that I know less about than I do about some of you all. That doesn't mean just because we haven't actually been face to face that I don't care about you all. And I believe that a lot of you all care about us too. I mean, a lot of the sellers out here really are who you see on the screen, even if you don't see us all. But you know, it's just yeah, it is a community. It is. I mean, and it's hard, and we do feel it. And you know, I think a lot of people are, you know, especially with money being tight, a lot of sellers on here, they literally pay their bills for doing this. And wow, kudos to them, because that is not what I do. And I don't ever pretend to be a reseller. I just happened to have bought a bead store, which I really actually wanted to run as a brick and mortar store. Didn't work out. Now I've got this house full of inventory. What exactly do you do with it? I've done eBay. eBay is not fun. I don't like eBay. So I don't want to do that. So I found this community. I'm like, wow, hey, might want to buy some of my stuff. How awesome. I'm not making a fortune. I mean, I literally, after all expenses last year, I'll tell you guys flat up, I made $50. Taxes weren't a problem for me this year. So, you know, I mean, there's a lot of expenses, you know. I'm paying for StreamYard. I'm paying for Amazon Prime. I'm paying for YouTube Prime. I pay for a lot of these, you know, Canva I pay for now, so that I can, you know, use more of their programs, make better thumbnails, you know, all that fun stuff. There's a lot to it. I had to buy a printer and all the shipping stuff and bubble wrap and thank you cards. And, you know, I don't have to, but that's the kind of seller I want to be. I think it's the kind of seller you all appreciate, that we actually put a little thought into it. You know, and this is very social for me. And wow, the community that I'm part of. I was talking to the girls, Terry, Joanne, Regina, and Wendy, my four that, you know, are with me all the time. You know, they've been with me pretty much since the beginning. My first pathetic little sale of seed beads back last March was, you know, my first sale. And I'm gone from doing that to all the way up to having, you know, a fairly big community auction once a month, which has been hard and fun and interesting and big learning curve and very enjoyable. And it's been quite the ride for me for the past year. But, you know, like I said earlier, you know, a lot of things are going on. And, you know, it's summer, it's June, kids are getting out of school, whether you have kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, you know, whatever, you know, most everybody has somebody going on, weddings, graduations. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And, you know, not for nothing, sales tend to be slow in June and July because, people are out doing other things, you know. So I've decided that I am going to take most of June off. I am going to be canceling all of my shows with the exception of the June birthday show, because, you know, I've got to do my birthday show, right? Because June babies get prizes too. Doug's a June baby. And the Thursday get together. So that'll be the third week. I definitely will be doing those two shows, but I will not be having any other sales. So Regina, Joanne, and Terry, and Wendy have all been informed and all agree. And I don't know what their plans will be for those particular days. I told them if they were smart, they'd go out in the sun and just enjoy the day off, but that's up to them. So have a look for them and see where they're going to be. But back in July, everything will be right back on schedule. And there you go. That's right, Lalo. So yeah, come on back. There's no, you know, you're eligible year after year. Okay, Jess, we'll be here. So yeah, I'm just going to not having my shows with my girls, but you know, I need to get my head straight. Here you go, yesterday. And it was Wednesday and I don't have a show, you know, and that's great. There's a lot of shows I like to go and hang out at. But, I went out yesterday morning and, it's spring here and the cows come around. A few days ago, this little black cow with a crooked horn came by and she had the cutest little spotted baby cow. And my camera's broken, so I haven't taken any pictures, and that's another thing. And he was just so cute. Just so cute, right? So, I fed him some hay over the fence. So then yesterday morning I went out and the mama was back with the little baby. And she brought another mama, a very pretty, like golden blonde one. And she had a little brown one that was really tiny. Hey, Kyle, welcome in, Mr. Casey Kasem. So now I had these two little tiny calves out there with the two mamas. And then they had an auntie with them, another female hanging out. She's probably going to have a baby soon, And they all came up to the fence and stuck their little noses through. And, and I was like, oh, good. Oh, I got to hurry up. I'm like, no, I don't. It's Wednesday. I can just hang out here with the baby cows and just chill out. And, we're talking, it's like 8:30 in the morning. It's really nice out here in the desert when it's early before the sun starts, blasting us all. And I just hung out there and chilled. And I'm like, this is why I moved to Arizona. This is why I left Connecticut. The stress, the run, the noisy neighbors. We had a house on the main road through town. It was a nice house. It was a nice town, but it was on the road. There was a lot of traffic, and that's when I decided was yesterday morning that, I need to just have a little downtime. And I hope that, a lot of y'all out there can take a little downtime too, because it's complicated right now. The world is crazy. Well, Lalo, I'll tell you what, it makes me happy. You're not the only one that's told me that, and it's why I do it. There's a lot of us out there that don't have family members or friends right around to help us celebrate our special days. And it's not like we're all looking for gold stars, but it's nice to, be acknowledged. It's complicated. It was easier back in school when, you could just pull the girls' pigtails or, say how ugly the boys were, and then you all go fight and end up hanging out at the swing set anyway. It's a little more complicated now. So, but and we're not young anymore. There's a lot of things that happen that are not cool, and our bodies are not treating us all very nicely. It's awesome to have somebody to complain with that gets it. Excuse me. It has been so windy. Every time I go outside, I get sandblasted and I'm like full of dust, So, yeah. So, 3 kids on summer break. There you go. College. Awesome. Still young. Well, girlfriend, these things happen. These things happen. So, yeah, so I have some ideas coming up about revamping all my shows, actually. Yeah, the wind, I'm not a wind fan at all. If it's loud, let me know. I'll shut the front door, but I'm trying to get some air in the house, and it's not blowing towards the front of the house, so I can keep most of the dust at bay if I keep the backside closed today. And it's loud. We've been getting really big gusts, and we're under a high wind advisory and high fire warnings until Sunday. So, desert life. I like it. I do like it. I love the big skies, and we have dark sky laws out here, so the stars are fantastic, and that's cool. The birds are being good so far. The cat's not jumping around on the desk. It's fairly peaceful here today. The guy with the quad apparently has taken the day off. The garbage truck's already been here. And I'm just going to chill out and relax. Anyone that hasn't got their invoice yet, you will be getting it. I will get everything out of my house no later than Monday. Absolutely promised, guaranteed. I apologize. And anyone that I'm super late with, you will be getting a shipping discount because that's my easiest discount that I can put on that invoice. So I appreciate you all very much. Going forward, I'm going to figure this out better. I need to get a system, a better system. And like I was saying, and a lot of people seem to be going through that. This shipping charges going up is, we're all trying to work together. We're all trying to not make things crazy expensive for you guys to buy them, So we're trying to combine boxing and shipping, but it gets complicated. You all don't know the back end of it a lot unless you've done it. And, I'm not whining. I'm just saying there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of paperwork and, So we're trying to simplify, streamline. I know it's not just me. I mean, anybody that's selling is doing it. I know it. So be patient, hang with us, and yeah, by all means, right now, because sales are slow, if you guys are looking for stuff, by all means, let sellers know. Even if they've laid out a show, most sellers will be happy to pull something if it's easily convenient and, sell it as opposed to just showing you stuff that you really don't want to see. So, and I know I just hang out because I don't need anything. And, and you never know what's going to talk to me. So I don't really have requests. So I understand that point of view too. So being on both sides of it is interesting. I actually get it from both sides, and I have had a brick and mortar before, and I have done eBay before. So, and I've had a business page on Facebook since 2000. So I've done a lot of it. I'm not a big fan. I really just want to make stuff and let someone else sell it. That's really what I like to do, is make stuff. So yeah, going forward, I'm going to finish out this year doing all of my currently scheduled shows. And I do have some up through August right now, but they'll be just continuing every Tuesday, Thursday. And I think starting in 2007, I'll probably drop it back to only one sale a week because I'm not a reseller. I just have all this stuff that I bought going on 12 years ago now. So what I'm looking to do is just, get rid of it and make stuff. I have a whole bunch of findings that I really want to make things with. And, that's what I started doing in 2000 is making jewelry, and I crochet and I do other crafts. So that's the kind of stuff I want to sell because I like making things. So I'd rather make things that you actually want than just make them to entertain myself and hope somebody will buy them. But I'm going to do that anyway. So, but if you do want something, let me know, and I will be more than happy to give you a price and make it for you. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to keep on doing sales, and what I'm going to do, let's see, July will be the third month of the, I do the get together Thursdays in groups of 3 months at a time to book everybody. So July will be the end of this last month, this last grouping, and then I'll do another 3 months of it. And then I think I'm going to take November and December off because there's so many other channels that do all kinds of holiday specials, and a lot of people travel or have family coming in because they're doing the cooking or, whatever the thing is. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a revamp, and I'm not exactly sure what, but I want to get some more sellers on that are unfamiliar to most of the people that are currently in the circle. And it's not that I don't want to work with the people I'm currently working with, but I do want to do more of what it's all about, is buyers and sellers and meeting you guys each and, bringing everybody together. Because there's a lot of really good sellers out there that a lot of people don't know about, and vice versa. So that's, what I would like to do for the community. And that'll start in January. So, that's like pretty much most of what I wanted to say is I'm tired. I'm going to take a little break just for June. Still going to have the birthday show. Still going to have the get together. And I may or may not be on for tarot. And I may or may not be on for this on the last Thursday of the month. We'll see. You'll see if the thumbnail's still up. It'll be on. Right now it is up because I just left it there. And then back in July, everything will be right back to normal. Tuesday, Thursday, I should be rested. Everybody should be caught up. And we'll just move forward through the end of the year. And I just want to once again tell everybody how much I appreciate y'all. And I've so enjoyed the community. And I feel very welcomed. And, you know, if there's any suggestions y'all have, by all means, let me know. Yeah, Laylo, there's a lot of people, and a lot of them aren't new. You know, I mean, I literally spent a good 6 months out there as just a buyer before it occurred to me that, you know, I could do this. You know, on my other channel, I was going live every Friday and talking to people, just sitting here talking to people like I'm doing right now. I used to do that. I did that for about a year before I ever opened the Desert Rose, you know, Ellen's Enchanted Emporium. You know, so I was around to a lot of channels. I know, honey, it would be, but I'm not going to do the get together for that one because there's all the sellers that, you know, there's lots and lots of channels that do really big holiday specials, and I'm just not going to do it. And because I'm going to try to do some revamping and restart the whole get together January, and with like a new kind of format. Not, you know, I mean, obviously there's only so many kinds of formats, but that'll give me, you know, some time to, you know, go out there and try to convince some other sellers to join, because it's hard. We have, you know, in a lot of ways, it's like high school. There's all these little niches, little cliques, little circles of friends. And, you know, not for nothing, but, you know, when the same 5 people buy everybody's stuff for 6 months in a row, at some point, you know, not for nothing, I have enough little tiny critters sitting on my desk, and I don't need any more jewelry, and I have enough t-shirts and stretch pants to get me through for the next 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go out looking when I'm in need of a present, or I'll see something that I just can't live without. I'm not saying I won't buy, but, you know, there is a limit to how many items any particular buyers can or want to buy, you know? So, and there's a lot of sellers out there that sell a lot of interesting items. I don't see it as competition, but again, I'm not trying to pay my bills. You know what I mean? But if I can introduce you to a seller that you like that is trying to pay their bills, you know, and I know some sellers think that means it's taking it. If you got what people want, they're going to go to you. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't know. I'm not into that. You know, I don't play those games. So I'm here to promote, not to, you know, worry about someone took my customer. Okay. They obviously had something better than I did. That I don't care. I don't care. I know some people do. I don't care. So, you know, I also understand that's why some sellers are not interested, because it's not always about sales on that show. It's about networking. It's about meeting people that you may never have met any other way. You know, I advertise my channel and my shows on Facebook. I advertise it on X. I advertise it on my other YouTube channel. And my other YouTube channel is like not people that even understand that YouTube sales are a thing. So, you know, I just think it's a great community. And I really think that if we don't all support it, it probably will go away, because YouTube was not set up as a sales platform. They're working a little better with people, but, you know, a lot of people are going over to Whatnot, taking away the personal aspect of it and making good sales because they want to make money. And I don't blame them. If that's what you're in this for, you probably should take it to whatever platform you are making the most money on. But for me, I like sitting here and chatting with you. Yeah, I do too. And see, that's the thing, doing 2 sales a week. Tarot is something that, takes a little bit of time, a little bit of research. Because I don't just read the cards, I do astrology and astronomy and other things that I mix in with it. And when I don't have the time to sit down and look at the charts, and I feel like I don't give what I need to give to that. So I need more time away from being live and selling and packing and invoicing and chasing down people to fill out my job form and, the things and the stuff and the nonsense, so I can get back to doing the things that make me happy. So that's why, I'm going to finish out this year, and it's not because I feel obligated, it's because I want to. But I do know that going forward, I will need to make some changes, or I will literally need to go and buy inventory to sell to you, which is not what I want to do. So there's plenty of people out there with plenty of inventory, and I don't want to be that person. I want to buy from them. I don't want to be the person selling. Like I said, the only reason I have what I have is because I plan to own a brick and mortar store. It was never my intention to sell online. So, life changes, and here we are, and what are we going to do? But I'll tell you what, selling online, I've made an awful lot of really great friends, and yep, I call them friends. I really do. There are people I could pick up the phone and call right now today, and I didn't know them a year ago. There were not people here in this town I could pick up the phone and call today. So, but yeah, no, I'll have my regular shows in, November and December, unless the girls want a day off. That's up to them. I don't have holiday plans that would require me not to have my shows. So that's fine by me. But, if Regina's having, 20 grandkids come to visit and she just can't do it and she wants to cancel, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? But I won't be having the get together for November and December. I'm just going to let everybody go and play on everybody else's channels, like Colleen's and Tracy's, because I know they have big shows. And, Nikki has big shows. Not that she so much has guests, but, Ella does, Johnny does, there's going to be a whole lot of big holiday shows that people are going to want to be at, as opposed to just, coming and meeting some new sellers. So new people. Oh, and, that's what I was saying, trying to get sellers that aren't part of the circle, to come over to my channel, which is not a huge channel with, 500, just over 500. A lot of these people I'm talking about have, 2,000 followers. They like, it's like, but, you come over on that day, you're not just getting my followers, you're getting all the other, 10, 12 sellers' followers too, that will then meet you and then come over and, switch them all up. And, it's like musical chairs. But, again, I don't see it as a competition thing. I see it as, marketing, networking. I see stuff I know half of y'all would like in these other people, but I don't know how to get hold of you, and I'm sorry, not for nothing. I don't have a cell phone, and I don't really want to text everybody, I mean, so, and I have actually bought some stuff to resell to you guys for like $2 more than I paid for it, just because I knew you'd like it, so, but yeah, I'm like a networker. That's my role. It's been my role in life a lot. I don't need to be the star. I just like to make, let people find what they need, connect, But I'm not a matchmaker. I still don't do the love stuff. That's on you. Y'all work that out. That's too complicated. I got mine young. I trained him. I kept him. That's all I can tell you. Oh, boy. Yeah. So, no, for real, Laylo. I was 12 and he was 14 when we started dating. He'll be 61 and I'll be 59 this year. So, yeah, it's been a while. We'll be married 40 years in July. Whew. Yeah, it's been interesting. I can't say it's all been, rainbows and unicorns, but here we are. you know, it's been fun. It's been interesting. He was in the army. We traveled, I've lived north, south, east, west, lived in Berlin, Germany, got to see the wall fall, you know. Woodstock, chill out now. Sorry, Woody's getting crazy. Changed your mind a couple of times. Yeah, well, Doug tried to change his mind, but Yeah, look at my hair. Y'all don't need to see me today. I'm looking pretty rough. I've braided it. Oh, funny. So yeah, anybody wants to come on up and chit chat, let me know. I'll drop the link in chat. You can click it. And you don't have to have your camera on. It's up to you 100%. You want to buy anything, let me know. I'll dig through stuff. Ask me if I got it. I might. If it's not on the shelf, it could be in the other room. You want me to make you something? Tell me what. Oh, probably. Yeah, I know they're going to be meeting. I don't know exactly where, when, I know they were going to be going to lunch and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, guys, I've been out of the loop. I've been leaving chats running, but I've been staring at the wall. I've been laying down because, like I said, I've been really tired. I'm not a napper, but wow, after that week of being just not feeling good at all, I was, sitting upright was not cool for a while. So just kind of lay on the couch and, watch the auctions and, oh, cool. Yes, yeah, I've been on here. I haven't been looking. And I was trying to get my GoPro working before the show, so I missed a lot of it, I'll have to go look after. That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be fun, huh? Ooh, we got something out there. Probably a woodpecker. We have these really cool woodpeckers out here. What are you all doing? I don't see the tortoise, so. Oh, yeah. So what's going on this week, guys? Anything good? It must be graduation for a lot of people, I'm guessing. June, right? Well, I don't know. They keep changing school, so it used to be Labor Day to June, right? And then you get July and August off, and yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I don't know who their surprise person was supposed to be. There was a couple different folks that were going. Yeah, I could definitely meet up in Vegas. That's about an hour and a half from me, so that's, doable. Angie's Oddities. Ah, there you go. That's fun. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I've met a couple of people from YouTube. from the sales community, but before we moved here, actually, we met a couple people on the way across country that I'd known on YouTube from different things and or from Facebook, actually. And we stopped and met one of them for lunch in Oklahoma. And then when we got out here, there was a lady that used to live here that I had been talking to about the wild horses out here. And she was actually our waitress when we first got here. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, I've met a few people off of, off the internet. No, not through dating apps, just, social interaction. And my husband was with me both times. So yeah, too funny. Yeah, well, it is. Again, you guys don't get to see here, but after the auctions, we're all hanging out backstage, as they call it. We can see each other just like you guys can if we put everybody up on screen. And we can so it's kind of like having, like a telephone conversation, but you can look at each other, and we all get to chit chat after, and, you get to know people, and it's interesting. It's fun. It's not all backroom deals, but there's plenty of those too. There's a few perks of being a seller. Oh boy. So yeah, so that was about it. I don't have anything super exciting going on. Like I said, unless y'all want to buy something or even just look at stuff up close or whatever, feel free to ask. Who's out there squawking at me? I think it's that little woodpecker. Man, that's fun. I'll have to go check it out. Yeah, folks, come on in. What's going on? All right, so here's a question. What sellers do you all know that you would like to see on my channel? How about that? Sellers in the circle or outside the circle? Let me know. I will invite them. I was making a list of everybody I've invited, and it was over 70 people already. So, and if you've seen them on the channel, it's because they've said yes. And if you haven't, then they either didn't reply or didn't want to be here. So, yeah, let me know. There's a few new ones that have popped on scene recently that are interested. So they'll probably be up in the next 3 rounds. We have Beth coming up. And let's see, right? Because we just had Calypso Cat. Marzana, was she on yet? Yeah, she was in May, right? And then she was in April. Then we had Calypso in May, and we're going to have Beth in June. Exactly, Laylo. That's, and I don't see any, people like, oh, it's rude. It's like, why? Not rude. And that's where I'm at. I don't wish to bore you folks because I only have a limited inventory. Like I said, I bought what I bought. I occasionally will buy a lot from somebody because I like to pair earrings and a ring and a bracelet in it, but I don't want the other 10 items. So channel, I can offer them up for sale for you guys, but I didn't go sourcing to find things specifically to sell. You know what I mean? It's just not what I want to do. And I really don't have a giant house. I mean, you're looking at most of my room right now to the left of with the open sign there and the moon, that's my front door. And then there's a bookcase. And that's, that's the whole room. And then I have my little guest room full of stuff, and I'd really like to empty it. I'd like this to be my craft room where I actually make items instead of just storing boxes of things that maybe someday somebody will want. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely. If you have seen other sellers out there, maybe a friend's told you about one, just let me know. Hey, there's my email right on screen, thedesertrose333@gmail.com. Drop me an email. You tell me their channel, tell me their name, tell me what they sell. I'll go looking. I may know them. I may have invited them. I'm happy to work with just about anybody as long as they're, a seller that, honors what they sell, just like we expect the buyers to, you bid, we expect you to pay. You pay, you expect us to ship, as long as they're actually shipping what they say. And, some of what eBay says is, good. Like, yeah, you need to be a verifiable human being to be functioning in this deal. And I don't wish to work with bad sellers or bad buyers any more than anybody else does. So, but, I know that it's tough to get started. Yeah, it's hard, honey. It is. It's hard, Lilo. There's a lot. There's a lot of them, though. But yeah, when I know, because you know what you can do? Hey, Jeffrey. Hey, I got your job form. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in. Log out of your account of your or I hate logging out. Make sure you know your password. But log out of your YouTube account and log back in as a guest and try doing a search that way, because then it won't be pulling from your algorithm for the ones that you regularly visit with. Ah. Well, here's another thing you can do too, Laylo, if you like. On my channel, the one you're on right now, I have a playlist that says YouTube sellers, or maybe it's just jewelry sellers. You can check that out. Yeah, there you go. And I also, if you can go and see, I'm not sure. I'm sure Johnny has a video about it. If you can see the channels that I like or that I'm subscribed to, I don't know if I don't know, but I've been, see, again, I need more time, but I've been lax about adding those to my playlist. But I do go check out my playlist and see. And then, like any of my multi-seller shows, if you go back to, let's see, I started that September, October, November. I did a Sunday show called Sunday Drive from 2025. And I had different sellers on there too. But that Sunday Drive show didn't pan out. But, I tried it. But there are some other sellers there. So if you go look in the descriptions below, you'll find the links for them. Hopefully they're working. But if not, copy and paste their name into the search engine. There you go. So now you can find more sellers that maybe you didn't know, because I sub to a lot of them. A lot of them. There you go. Cool. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, hey, Awesome. Tell them I sent you. They don't know who I am, but tell them I sent you. Oh, thanks, Jeffrey. Appreciate ya. Uh-oh. I'm buffering, folks. I'm buffering. What's going on? I know there was I was over at Sandy and Otto this morning. Patty Rose bought me a gift membership. And it came through on my my Ellen Rose Peach channel, my regular personal channel. So I'm over there and I'm talking, and they didn't know it was me. It was funny. But anyway. Yeah, the comments weren't coming through, my comments. So if I'm not replying to you guys, I'm sorry. I may not be seeing them. Yeah, and Laylo, if you are interested in tarot, go over to my other channel, Ellen of Petrichor Ranch, link in the description below. And look under what I'm sub to there. I'm sub to a lot of tarot channels over there and other kinds of esoteric channels. So if you're interested in that, you can go see who I sub to over there. Yeah, I'm trying to we live in this technological, hey Craig, welcome in. We live in this technological world that I'm not a fan of. So I try to make it work for me instead of just spying on me and irritating me. Like when I need to find something, especially, for the horses, because it's real expensive, I'll go do searches in a couple of different search engines. Hey, Crystal. Well, honey, you just need to reply to my emails. I've emailed you a bunch of times and you never reply, so I book somebody else. So if you want, I have openings starting July, August, and September. I'm sorry, July, August, September, and October. Yes, I've had Crystal booked before. We just keep having issues. She had to go to the hospital and stuff. One of these problems. And we were trying to hook up when email and stuff was giving everybody a hard time. And so, yeah, Crystal, email me again. I got you on my list. But yeah, I'm booked up right now through July, right? And then, through July. So August, September, October. I have, hey, Skylar, welcome in. I have openings for August, September, and October. So let me know, girlfriend. Let me know. Welcome in. The Desert Rose 333 at gmail.com. I know we were having a lot of problems. I mean, and it wasn't just you. Email was just not cool. And, I think that's about the time that I ended up getting Starlink and going hardwired because internet was wacky. And, it's been a real learning curve for me this past year. And the fact y'all keep showing up amazes me. So I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. Yep. And I'll let you know, Crystal, I may have an opening in June. I don't know. I have to check, but I may have an opening for June. If I do, I'll hit you up, okay? Because people are having, lives that are flip-flopping on everybody. So Jane was supposed to be on the Thursday show, but then the doctors messed her all up and she couldn't be there. So yeah, well, Laylo, I'm about as rural as they get. You guys seen where I live? You want to see where I live? I'll show you. Yes, ma'am. All right, let's see if I can get over there. I'll play you guys a little video. You want to see it? I can't even get copyrighted. It's my own video. All right, let's see if I can find it. Pretty sure this is it. All right. Let me get to it. And now I got to share screen. right. And oh, hang on, let me get the screen center, guys, so it'll show up right. There we go. Add to stage. Oops, let me see if I can make that big. Hang on, I'm working on it. Oops, wrong button. Sorry. All right, let me shrink this. There we go. All right. So I will play this. This is actually from my channel. And I'll drop that in the links and you guys can listen. I'll turn it up. Here we go. Ready? There we go. You guys can see that. We're right here at this red dot. And then Las Vegas is here over on our left. It's about an hour and a half from us. And we're like 4 to 6 hours from Phoenix, depending on traffic. So you can see we're pretty far north. That's why it's not as hot. Like Phoenix is usually 10 to 15 degrees hotter than us. This summer, yeah, we've been competing with them. It's not been fun. I'll zoom in a little bit. You guys can see some more of it. You gotta go slow. I don't want it to crash on me. I have a lot of tabs open. Oops. No, we're not in Utah. Utah's beautiful, though. I love the red rocks, though. So, yeah, there's Vegas. You can see we don't have a lot of water. Boy, it's going slow today, guys. Sorry. Come on, you can do it. So Kingman right here in the middle, that's works, and that's where we go for groceries and that kind of thing. You can also go over here to the Bullhead and Fort Mojave. Up here is Boulder City. I'd like to live over in this area because there's a lot more green and there's actual water. Not Flagstaff, though. I can't afford it. It's beautiful. But over here in Seligman, if you go over to the border, sorry, I got to go slow. The map is freezing on me. Yes, very, very close, Skylar. Very close. We're about an hour 10. In this area is real nice. It's petrified forest and all that kind of stuff over downtown. Yeah, Arizona's pretty cool. And as you can see, a lot of Indian nations. This whole side of Arizona is mostly an Indian nation. So anyway, about 30 seconds or so, my drone footage. Where I live takes a while to get there. This was prior to being hardwired in wilderness area. We had to go this way to get to the Grand Canyon. Zoom in if it'll do it. We'll get an idea what Red Lake is later, because let me give you a hint. There's no water. Trying to find my road here. We have one road that goes through the town. Map is really not liking me today. It's the only real paved road. There's a couple little ones that people have paid to pave, but that's it. We have one paved road. So here it is. Starts here at the highway. And this intersection is one of the most dangerous in the whole entire United States. In theory, someday they're going to redo it. I don't know. Here you go. There is the center of Dolan Springs. There's our paved road. Keep following it. And that's where I'm taking you guys today. We're going to go out of Dolan Springs, the Diamond Bar Road, and into Grand Canyon West. And you'll see more of it in a bit. So, what do you think? Am I crazy? Yes, I live out in the Willy Wags. More Willy Wags probably than most anywhere I've ever really lived. So, I can make that one go away. Here we go. This is an actual, oops, sorry, wrong button, guys. This is an actual drone footage that I found on YouTube, believe it or not, of my tiny little town. We maybe possibly have 3,500 people. And that's grown since we got here by up to 8,000 people. We are not big enough to even be an incorporated town. So, there you go. We're tiny. And there you go. That literally right there, what you're seeing is the center of town. That's it. But we're going to play this drone footage, and I'd love to hear your comments because that's Like, there you go, guys. And that grocery store, it's not open anymore. That long building on the left, that's Mail and More. That's where I go to get my mail. And this road literally goes from the highway all the way to the glass skywalk. And this is where I live. And actually, I don't live here because that is downtown, where the Family Dollar and the Dollar General and the Chevron and Mail and More are. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I don't need malls and DoorDash, and I'm not, I don't care about any of that. Oh, we're freezing. Hey, I'm pausing you because they're about to turn around, but they don't explain what's going on here. Right here on the left, that's a big church. We have like 5 churches here. We have more churches than anything else. And directly straight ahead, right under, at least on my screen, it says Arizona with a date. That's from 2017, obviously. That's the elementary school. So past there is nothing but housing. You got to go, let's see, about 5 miles down that road and take a left to get to my house. You won't see my house because they turn around way before there. So, but I just want to let you guys know. So where they started the video to here is about 5-6 miles. And there's about 3 to 5 miles previous from the start of the video back to the highway. Okay, I'm back, turning you back on. My husband was working for Orkin. He's an exterminator, and they had an Orkin office out here. So although he didn't transfer, his boss recommended Doug to the guy that owned the company out here, so he did hire him prior to us moving. As you can see, we got a lot of space, a lot of land, a lot of open big blocks that you see belong to BLM, Bureau of Land Management, and this is why it's kind of not cool to have open range, because you see no sidewalks, no lights. We don't see the cows. You gotta be real careful because they just roam around. Oh, look, raven. So yeah, so this is, what we see, well, what Doug sees every day, twice a day when he goes back and forth to work. I rarely head out of town, rarely get to town, not much going on down there. We've got a Family Dollar and a Dollar General. We've got a little deli grocery store place. Let's see, what else is down there? We've got a little, they call it a campground, but it's basically a place where people living in trailers all live in one area. You're not supposed to be there more than 30 days, but, whatever. I don't know how that works. None of my business. What else have we got in town? Oh, I didn't look for that. I'll still have to look and see if I can find it while we're watching another video. We have a little art gallery. This guy moved into town about 3-4 years ago, and he literally has one arm, and he welds, and he makes unbelievable, beautiful sculptures. Oops, I guess we're over. There you go. What do you think about my little town? Oops. Hi there. Sorry, I'm back. So there you go. So yeah, that link I dropped in chat, that takes you over to that video if you have any interest in the rest of the stuff. I was showing people around my general area, and I show some videos of the skywalk and some other stuff in the area. Yeah, we bought this place in 2015, and sight unseen from Zillow. And I, it was a great price, and, we had an inspection and all that, and a real estate agent, but we'd literally never been here. We'd never seen the house, nothing. We just went on faith, sold everything, and moved in a 20-foot U-Haul. And our friend drove that, towing our Jeep, and we drove a big old RV with all of our 12 pets. We called it Ellen's Ark, and we just ran away. And here we are. So now you know, yes, I'm crazy. This is not for everybody. This is not for everybody. I mean, I really am not, society girl. I really am perfectly happy in my sweatpants and my big old baggy t-shirts, and not worrying about what I'm looking like, or, I like to go outside and not have neighbors looking at me that, we were visiting with my aunt and uncle in Chicago, and their next door neighbor literally knocked on their kitchen window to borrow sugar. I mean, like, you see on sitcoms, like, I'm like, and it was never dark, and there were sirens all night, and it's like, oh my God, how do you live here? And then, when they would come visit us, because we lived rural in Connecticut too, we lived on a 100-acre farm. We rented, but it was 100 acres, and it was great. No neighbors, and they couldn't sleep because it was too quiet and too dark. So, I mean, I totally get it. This is not for everybody, and many people that think it's great, they don't last, so. But no, for me, I would like more rural. I would like not to see another house or hear a car. That's where I want to be. So, but you have to be willing to be hands-on. You have to be willing to be self-sufficient. We were hauling water until we got Doug's inheritance and drilled a well, so that makes it much, much more, doable. But yeah, it's very hands-on. It's not elegant. It's not it's not high-end by any means, like, you got to be okay with just being okay sometimes, and we're not wealthy, but living here made our life so much easier because it's like half price of what everything in Connecticut. So woof, lay low. Yeah, girlfriend. Hopefully that'll go well, though. My grandmother had an 8-way bypass. 8. She was not getting oxygen apparently at all. So, and after that, wow, she was way more independent because she felt a lot better. So maybe it won't be a long-term deal for you. And if you want to come out this way, let me know. I'll give you a couple of real estate agents to talk to that I trust. Yeah, it's nice here. I mean, I'd love to live in Sedona, but I can't afford Sedona. I do not wish to live in Phoenix because it's too hot, so it's nice here. We're about, like I was saying earlier, about 10 degrees cooler than Phoenix, and it's not bad. I mean, it was pretty hot a couple of summers, but we get like maybe 7 days below 32 and maybe 7 days above 110. So yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make light of it, but they've come a long way with those bypass surgeries, and it seems to really help people a lot now. So, it's not that it's not scary to have somebody cracking things open and touching things they probably shouldn't be on the outside, but, try to get the other side of it, that it'll be much better. They do so much smaller incisions and things now. The healing process is quicker, but do what the doctor says. Don't blow off the physical therapy or whatever either. You got to do the stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was, my grandmother was like in her 70s, I think, when she had that done. I mean, it was pretty bad. Her carotid artery going to her brain was nearly completely clogged. It was not good. She remembered a lot of stuff much better after that, too. Much better. You know. Yeah, there you go. This is a pretty good deal. This is where we are in Vegas, is like right here. And there's Phoenix. And there's Tucson. And that's the Grand Canyon. And Utah's over there, and Colorado, and New Mexico. Yeah, well, they're still better at it. That's all I can say is they're still better at it than they used to be. It's not like, and that cute Tooch made that for me. Because, I had to be extra, like, I am. And I said, Tooch, can you make me roses? And my daughter got me that in Vegas, actually. Little Grateful Dead bear holding a peach. Because, my name is Ellen Rose Peach. There you go. Now you know. Now you know, guys. I'm not kidding when I say I live out in the willy wags. I really live out in the willy wags. Yeah, anyone want to come on up? Anyone want to buy anything? Anyone want to question anything? Oh, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, our son Adam got us a 3D printer for Christmas, and I haven't taken it out of the box yet. Because I've been busy doing all these thumbnails and shorts and invoicing, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I'm doing a lot of the business end of things that I don't enjoy, and I want to get back to the creative end of things. So that's what my goal is. I'm going to keep on working towards getting rid of some more stuff so I have some more room. Then I can start making 3D things, and I have some ideas for jewelry findings that I want to make. I know, Laylo, I know, but I don't have anywhere to set it up. It's a mess. I don't even know if you guys can see. Let me see. Not sure if you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Embarrass myself. Oh, see, I'm knocking stuff over already with the wires. Oh, you can't see that room over there? There's pegboard. Unfortunately, I cannot make the camera go far enough. But that room over there is full of boxes. And that is supposed to be a guest room. And I need to get rid of that stuff. So I just don't have the room to set it up yet. I want to set it up in that room so it's safe from the cat. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do. That's what I'm saying. See, y'all need to buy some stuff so I can clean that room out. Help me out, Laylo. I'll make you a good deal. Oh, I'm telling you. This is what I'm up against. That and just, I'm tired. I'm old now. Oh, if I had found this when I was, 25, wow, would I have been all over you this YouTube sales? Yeah, this would have been so great 20 years ago. Now I'm just old and tired. I just, Hawaii, where you been? Welcome in. I have lots of stuff. I mean, I literally bought a bead store. There was a lot, and it came with all the fixtures, like all this shelving and stuff that you're seeing. This was all in the store. This desk was my own desk, but everything else in this room, including the open sign, and I even have a cash register. I mean, I got all the stuff. I've gotten rid of some of it here. You know, like on Marketplace and whatnot, the bigger stuff that could be picked up. But I literally still have 2 full-on glass jewelry cupboards, like, you know, for store displays out in my shed. Yes, I would like to put a bed in there. I can't put a bed in there until I get rid of the stuff. So what do you want? Tell me what you want and I'll go pull it out. This is how it works. This is how it works, folks. You know. Yep. See, when my daughter came, she brought 2 friends with her. And it's like, I don't have room to put 4 people in this house, you know, because I don't even have a guest room. You know, I could have like taken all the boxes out to the shed and put in enough for her and her boyfriend, but you know, 2 extra other people, there wasn't enough room in there. So we ended up renting them an Airbnb actually. So and they have Airbnbs here in town. There aren't too many rentals though. But you can go up and stay at the Glass Skywalk in one of the cowboy cabins, and they do fun things like, you know, campfire stories and horseback riding. And airbed, you still need to have a floor to put the airbed on. Telling you folks, there's a path in there. That's it. Yeah, I need to get all that cleaned out so I can set up a little folding table and put that 3D printer on it and start making toys. You can sleep out in the corral with the donkeys and the horses. Yeah, when we first moved here, we had Adam's bedroom. This was a 3-bedroom. And Adam's bedroom is now my dining room. We took the wall out. So, yeah, we've had a guest room set up, but once we removed the 3rd bedroom, the guest room became the junk storage craft room. And, you know, I don't get a lot of company, so it just kind of gets left sitting there because it's out of sight, out of mind, you know? Y'all would know about that, right? Oh, boy. Yeah, I do have some cool 3D toys. I didn't make them, but I have some. Anybody's interested, you're welcome to them. The big ones are 6 and the small ones are 5. I'll get them all out so you can see them. I've got these in the black and rainbow. These 2 are 6. This one is 5. And they do this. Pretty cool, right? And they can also go in the other way. They're just fun little fidget toys, and they're pretty. And they are interchangeable. So if you got, say, the peachy one, you wanted to have a white one on the rainbow and the peach on the black, that is a doable thing. So you can switch them up, whatever makes you happy. They're easiest to do this way, but they will go the other way. So I have those 2. Oops. And those 2. And we have one of these. These are all $6 if anybody's interested. Be happy to sell them to you today. Like I said, it's not an auction, but if anyone wants to see stuff, I'm happy to pull it. I do $6 for any one of these pretties. These are kind of like a spool of thread, I say. Pull. It's just a nice little fidget toy to hang out with and keep on your desk, you know. Well, I've got those, and then I've got these. These are the cones. And I have them in rainbow black, rainbow white, and then peachy orange. It was like a pink to an orange. And then I have a flower. And then I call this one the genie bottle. And these are $5 if anyone's interested in those. Just fun little fidget toys. Keep you busy when you're bored at the next office meeting, right? Should be $5 for any of those if anyone's interested. And if not, that is okay. Rita made me this. Isn't she cute? And that's the same as this one here. Those are cute. That one's not for sale. That's mine. Rita made it special just for me. To make you one too, I'm sure, if you ask. I haven't figured out how to make anything yet because I got to get it out of the box and screw it all together. Here you go. Nice little collection of fidget toys. You know, those 3D printers are cool. There's not much you can't make. You know, the Tooch, he makes all the different states. And I asked him to make it peach color for me, you know. He'll make it for you in whatever color you want. And these just pop off kind of like a Lego. Aren't they cute? There you go. If anybody's interested in fidget toys, let me know. I got them. And I'll be making more. Oh, boy. Yeah, it is nice out today. No clouds, blue sky. Gotta like it. Gotta like it. Put all my toys back. So, yeah, guys, let me know what's going on. Let me know if you have any ideas. Anything that would interest you coming up. What kind of items you like seeing from people. You know. See if I can find someone that sells it. Get them to come on and do a show. All right. Apparently, I'm putting them in the wrong boxes because they're not fitting. Yeah, anyone want to come on up and chit chat? Let me know. I'll drop the link in the chat. I don't want to leave it there because, you know, people are people. They do bad things, but, you know, I'll drop it. Let you come on up and take it out. Oh, my goodness. See, they won't go back in the boxes. Here we go. So, yeah, anybody wants fidget toys, let me know. I got them. I got them. Alrighty, then. Get back over there. Put my stuff back where it goes. Oof, so yeah. I'm definitely going to be seeing you guys out and about, just not so much here on my channel next month. But definitely stop around and say hi to everybody. Like I said, definitely check out my playlist. Check out my post tab. I put a lot of information there. Hopefully I'll be getting some emails of people that want to come on up or suggestions for people I should reach out to. And we'll just, keep on keeping on and working it out, Oh, look at my hair. The donkey was chewing on it this morning. I guess she got a little bit, huh? Oops. Donkey hair cutters. I don't recommend them. Oh, boy. All right, folks. Well, looks like everybody's headed on out. So I will go on and enjoy my day, finish my invoicing, getting everything out there. Y'all keep everybody in your prayers. If you run into Deb, give her a big hug. Poor woman. And, there's lots of folks out there that are needing the love. So make sure you give it out, okay? And try to have some patience between the tech issues, the life issues. Temps are, people are getting a little testy. So try to laugh. Make sure y'all get some sun and remember to smile, all right? I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have yourselves a great day. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Big hugs.